Hey everyone, I'm Smokedpuss Patters, and I hope you're all doing well. Today, I wanted to share this art challenge I do for myself every December, and invite you to do it as well. I call it Done December, and the idea is to basically complete all of the work in progresses that you've worked on throughout this year, so that you can start the new year just focusing on your new ideas. For me, it takes stress off my mind about pieces that are still in progress after months and months of little to no work on them, and makes it easier for me to work on new pieces starting in the new year. Plus, I think it's good to just practice finishing pieces, just so you get better at finishing things. This works with digital, traditional, whatever kind of art you do. Really, it really should work with any creative medium, as long as it's something you have started in the past and want to finish. The first step in Done December, and the part I recommend following along and doing now if you can, is to get all of your work in progresses together. Don't worry about any pieces that are done, and don't worry about any pieces that you've planned, not started, unless you want to, I guess. Get all of these pieces together somehow. If you work traditionally, physically put them next to each other, maybe use some notepads to keep track of what you want to work on, and if you work digitally, put them in a folder together. Now that you have all of your work in progresses together, take a look at everything. Is there anything that, by all means, is complete? If you see anything and there really isn't anything you can think of adding, I would just consider it complete. Maybe scan it in, export it, and post it online if you want. There's nothing more to add, it's done. This next step involves a closer look. Take a look through again and ask yourself this: is there anything you really don't want to work on ever again? If the idea of working on something really upsets you, and it's not something you want to see to completion, and don't have to do for commission or school or anything, you can take it out of the pile. If you finish everything else, you can come back to these and see if you want to do them now, but if you don't, consider them done, dropped, whatever. Now that we've taken out all the pieces we won't be touching, all that remains should be things that aren't finished, that you want to or need to work on. Next, take a look at any really large projects that are absolutely impossible to reasonably finish in the month. If you have anything like this, unless you have a hard deadline for January 1st for anything, you don't have to fully complete these, but you should still try to get some work done on them, even if it's something small. If you have a comic, maybe you complete a page, maybe you ink a certain amount of pages, and so on. Make it something that's reasonable with all the other work in progresses you have to do, and commit to doing at least that amount. You can always do more if you finish and have time to do more. And you should be done for the month. The only requirement is that you complete as many work in progresses as you reasonably can this month without stressing yourself out and having fun. You can take this at whatever pace you want, but what I personally do, I start on the pieces that are the easiest to complete, so I get sort of into the role of completing them, and then move on to harder tasks, so I keep going up and going up. Once you get the ball rolling on finishing easier pieces, the harder pieces also become easier to complete as well. If you still have work in progresses at the end of the months, that's fine, that's fair. Take a look at what remains, and really think if there is anything you want to add to it, and if it's something you really want to do in the new year. If the answer is yes to both of them, keep them, but otherwise, you're free to call them finished, unless it's for school or something. If you do this challenge, you can tag it as Done December if you wish, or at me. I don't have an official tag for it, I don't think, but it'd be cool to see other people do this project. Thank you so much for watching! I've shown all the work in progresses I'm planning on doing, and I have a few larger projects, so I've also written down what I'm planning on doing for everything. So you can also follow along and see if I actually finish everything. I wasn't originally going to make this video, but I mentioned this art challenge to my sibling, and they seemed interested, so I thought it might be fun if other people are also interested, if they'd like to do it. I don't think there's anything already like this out there, but if there is, please mention in the comments because I'd love to know. I've been doing this challenge for myself since 2018, and it's worked really well for me, actually. I've finished a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't finish, and it's really helped improve my art. I think I have a lot of improvement that happens in December because of this. Anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of the day, and thank you so much for watching!